Hello, everyone, and thank you for listening to this brand new podcast that here in my makeshift studio like to call Disorganized and Confused. I'm your host, Kenji, and I hope you like this podcast because, yeah, it's what I got. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, why do I want to start a podcast? Why have I started a podcast? Why? They ask me why. And I tell them that, you know what? Why not? Why not? Everybody has the story to tell. Everybody has their own opinions to share. And everybody should have a voice. Me, who is shy and don't like recording or being in front of the camera, I have to break that mold. I have to break that, well, not mold, but shell. I have to get out of that comfort zone. Yeah, so I decided just to make a podcast and just talk bullshit here. Like, yeah, it's gonna be stories about my life, shit that happened during the week, and stuff like that. For those who want to know more about me, I'm a filmmaker. Yay! Yay! With one film under my belt and 2 scripts. Yeah, I'm a student. I'm studying to be a filmmaker. So I'm an amateur filmmaker. But yo, hey, I have to start off somewhere. And I also thought that making a podcast would give me some experience editing, at least for audio and audio sake. So, hey, yeah, I do have a YouTube channel with 1 video on it. I will link it down and also gonna post this podcast on that same channel. I hope wherever you're listening, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever podcast land you're from. But yeah, so this is my first episode. It took me multiple sessions and multiple recordings just to have enough balls to make this. So yeah, I'm trying to do it somewhat standard. I might have a guest on maybe down the line. I do not know. But for right now, you're going to listen to this lovely voice. Yeah. I am very nervous for those who are listening. And will this be a video format? Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future I will record myself speaking to the camera and just wherever this takes me. I hope it takes me where I could develop this more into something big. I'm not looking for the money. Everybody thinks just because you want to make a podcast is for the money. No, I'm only want it for experience sake, to be honest, and just to voice my opinion out there. And I know a lot of people, opinions are taboo nowadays, but hey, the world's going to shit. Might as well voice your opinion about it. So that's my belief. I rather say something than be quiet. Yeah. So why disorganized and confused? You may ask, those who are listening. It's because it's based upon my life. I'm very disorganized, and most of the time I'm confused when I'm learning new things. So, yep. Honestly, I wasn't even gonna name it this, but hey, I thought it should have something personal. A podcast about me should have something about me in the title. So, hey, I'm not gonna pretend that I know it all, because I fucking don't. And I'm not gonna pretend that I have it all together, because I don't. Like right now, most successful podcasts have like their own room, their own studio. Honestly, I have a loft bed with a desk and my laptop and a microphone that I bought. So that's what you're listening on. I'm under my bed, loft bed. For those who don't know what a loft bed is basically a bunk bed without the first bottom bed, and it's just big ass fucking space. So you could put like a couch or something. So I decided to put a desk because I'm still in college and I need a workspace. So, yeah. So, excuse me. Sorry. I was drinking soda and I got the burpees. So in the background, you might hear my cat going crazy. You might hear my neighbors going crazy. And you might also hear the neighbor's dog going crazy. So, yeah. This is not a professional podcast. It's not. No, any way, shape, or form. I won't say this is a professional. This is not a professional podcast. I won't even pretend to be a professional because I'm not a professional. So, yeah. I hope you stuck on with that rambling. And let's get on to the segment that I decided to pick after careful consideration. I feel like the subject that I thought that was worth talking about before the month of January ends, even though at the time of the recording it's like 1 week left. The concept of New Year, New Me. Honestly, I feel like it's a weird thing that we all do. Like for example, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna start working out beginning of the year, doing all this shit in the beginning, like just doing they're like doing life-changing decisions in the beginning of the year. I'm gonna start in the beginning of the year. Like I don't know. It's I'm guilty of it. I've done it multiple years and I failed them every single year. Because I don't know. It's just it's just whatever's to me. Like I feel like the concept is kind of dumb. I stopped like making resolution goals. More like I decided for example, this podcast is the first episode. It is coming out in January, but it's 3 weeks after the new year. And I've planned this since November. So I would say like 3 months of prep time and 2 months of prep time. Well, 2.5 to be exact of prep time. I've recorded multiple episodes that I haven't released and I'm never going to release because I am nervous. I'm terrified of you guys. You guys are fucking brutal. Yeah. Maybe in the future I might like, yo, this is a lost episode of Disorganized and Confused. If you want to listen, I'll make a poll and whatever, release it on YouTube and on whatnot. Yeah, you guys could hear me fail because you're not watching. But yeah, I might do a recorded part of this. I might record my podcast. I might do I just whatever's. I don't know. I'm determined to see this through to the end. And if those who heard that jingle jangle in the background, that is my cat, Raven, being a nosy little bugger. So yeah, I'm also drinking soda right now, so you might hear a little in the background, but hey, that sounded disgusting. I am sorry for those who heard that. I apologize. Many people think that I have ADHD. I personally think I do. Do I let it affect me? No, I do not. But I do tend, and I say that I do in the terms that I am, the way that I'm speaking, especially on this podcast. Go on, I'm fucking nervous and I'm trying to get this to the point. And also, I just say random shit sometimes. Like it's a thing. Like, and sometimes most of the times they will never make sense, and I will throw myself under the bus multiple times. So yes, this is a chaotic podcast. It's like I said earlier, it's not any shape or form professional. Sorry about that. I will tend to eat because I get hungry sometimes. Yeah. But back to the subject of hand, new year, new me. Yeah, I do have some goals. Resolution goals? No. I have some goals for my life because I want to not drastically, but like somewhat have some experience and I have some resolution goals. I have some resolution goals, but I want not just for this year. I would say for the next 2 years because I know all the goals that I have, they take time. Like for example, I want this podcast to be a success. And I know this will take time and consistency and trying to stay on topic and stuff like that. I do want to get in shape. I miss being under 170. I'm 200 pounds right now, and my knees hurt. They hurt. They fucking hurt because I'm fat. So I want to drop weight because I don't want my knees to hurt. They click now. I feel like I'm getting old, but I'm 26. I'm still young, but I feel old because of my unhealthy eating. So I got to get healthy. So that's goal number 2, get healthy. And also make a film, like write a film. I have a script that I'm working on right now. I've written 2 already, but those were like students scripts that I had to submit. So those don't really count. I have a film that I've recorded, but was a student film and I had to turn it in, so that doesn't really count. So yeah. Right now I want to do a couple scripts. And I also want to film. So in my YouTube channel that I will link down in the description of this podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's going to be in the same channel. Yeah, I'm going to make a film. I'm going to do it. I have to do it. I have to work on what I'm studying on. I'm a student right now. I'm a college student. I'm a film major, and I need to work on this. I have to make my portfolio because, god damn it, I'm terrified, and it's so fucking intimidating. The way that I speak right now, I'm speaking a little bit fast. If you see me up in front, I'm more reserved. I am not this fast spoken. I talk normally like, hey, what's up? This and blah. Right now, the reason why I'm speaking fast is because I'm nervous as hell. I've said it like multiple times earlier. In the past, 10 minutes, I said it like 5 times already. Because I am. And I'm not trying to drive you off, but I feel like with more practice and more consistency, I will develop a pace of speaking. Right now, my nerves are going down, so that's why I'm talking I would say slower. But yeah. So, for those who don't know me, and if you're listening from across the pond or any place, I live in California. And a couple days ago, we had a mass shooting. I'm not gonna say that guns are bad because honestly, I don't personally, in my personal opinion, guns are not bad. They're not. A gun won't shoot itself. It won't. I have some training in handling a weapon. I want to get even more trained because I know those are tools. Firearms are just tools for your protection, and if you want to go hunting to hunt your own food. But what I am saying is that what happened was tragic. It is. It was 20 people got shot and 10 are injured, and the other 10 were killed. This is very sad. I feel like we need more more, how do I say this that doesn't bite me in the ass in the future? I feel like we need more knowledge. I would say so. More knowledge in terms of gun safety, gun etiquette, and also people who own a firearm should have gone through a psych evaluation. If you're a person who's hot tempered, I don't think you should own one. You should own one. You shouldn't buy one if you're really hot tempered, because taking a life is a serious thing, and there's nothing that we nor you can do to reverse it. Now, my next topic is that Alec Baldwin, someone who is the advocate of, and I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, who advocates for less guns and be more responsible and shit like that. I would say like a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, maybe two, while he was filming for his movie that he was in called Rust. For those who haven't heard, he fatally shot the cinematographer. For those who don't know who's the cinematographer, is the person who handles the camera and records. And there was just an update not too long ago that he will be convicted. Personally, I believe it's a good thing that he's getting convicted. It shows that no matter how successful you are, no matter how big you are, no matter how much power you have, that you're not above the law. Yeah. Sorry that it got serious all of a sudden, but this is just my thoughts on the situation that about what happened, what's going on. Back to the mass shooter. I don't know all the details, and I'm not going to pretend that I know all the details, but I will tell you what I've heard, and what I've seen on the news. He shot 20 people and killed, and 10 of those people are fatally injured. They're in critical condition, and the other ones they died. Sucks. It's tragic. But I honestly feel like this shouldn't be a ammo for anti-gun activists. And it shouldn't be ammo for pro-gun activists. This should just be a tragedy, and it should be taken so that it's a tragic situation. Someone got angry and he started shooting up the place. It's someone who I feel like who wasn't in their right mind, and we need to have more. We need to normalize mental health. Like everybody doesn't want to talk about about their mental health. Like me personally, I'm kind of, I have a couple screws loose up here. But I am working on it. I feel like mental health is important as Sorry about that. I feel like mental health is important alongside physical health. Like physical health and mental health should go hand in hand. We should have, growing up, have someone like to talk to. Like I know people my age, we've gone through a lot of shit mentally, like emotionally and mentally. We've gone through a lot of shit, and it just fucks with our minds. It's some of us feel alone, and the only way out is to like cause self-harm. Some of us feel like there's no way out, and sadly take their own life. But I hope all I hope this year, in terms of how the state of in terms of how the state I said sorry when I bumped into the microphone. I don't know why. Sorry. I feel like we should have, as a country, should focus on our own problems, because we do have our own problems. The U.S. is focused on other countries when most of our problems are internal. We have a lot of hate. We have a lot of stuff that is dividing us. I try to stay mostly in the middle because I don't believe either side is right nor wrong. I try to get both sides of the story when it comes to like situations that I personally am in. I understand that we're all quick to judge, and that's harmful for us. I feel that 2023 started really crazy, and I hope it doesn't get any worse. No one can really predict the future. We could just all hope for the best. Sorry. This reminds me of talking about death. Reminds me of a situation that I was in. I would say like 2 weeks ago. I was working at my job, and I was helping this lady. Sorry. I was helping this lady activate. I was helping this lady with her phone, and I activated it, and while I was programming it, she received a call, and I don't know. It I didn't mean to be nosy, but I just started listening. Turns out that day, I don't know who called her, maybe the morgue or maybe the police. I don't know. They found her father dead in his car. And when she received the news, I could hear how devastating it was. Like I just put two and two together. Like they were talking about her dad and the way that she cried like really, I wouldn't say resonated, but I did. I felt bad that she's going through that. And it sucks because when she came into the store, she was all happy and just one call. It changed her life. And I don't know. It sucks to witness that. Like it really does, because I felt her pain. It sucks to be a part of that. Like I'm not saying that I want to be cold-hearted and no, it's just that I try to hold in my emotion. Like I wanted to cry for her, you get me? And I tried to hold that in, and I was getting choked up like I am right now. Going through that situation sucks. It does. But I feel in order to have empathy, we should experience it. Like not all things that hurt are bad. That's my opinion. Things that we can learn from are good, and I felt, like I said, I wanted to cry. To the point where I'm tired of suppressing my emotions, to bottle that in. Like it literally I couldn't take it. I wanted to puke, because it's something like that. That pure raw emotion. It's if you hold that in, it does quite a bit of damage to your psyche and physically too. Excuse me. But yeah. Moving on. I'm sorry that I got super serious. I'm sorry. But yeah. Back to a lighter note. Fuck. Yeah, so that got really serious. I am so sorry. This is meant to be I don't know. This podcast is just me voicing my opinion and my thoughts. And they're all over the place. Hence the name. So we're getting close to the end. I will try to make longer and longer podcasts. But right now, since this is my first one and I'm getting emotional, I feel like I need to cut it now. So I feel like we should grow together as a community. Like, we shouldn't be divided. And I hope this podcast of mine, my humble project of mine, brings people together and makes them and shows that you're not alone in this world. Like, if you feel like if you felt any how do I say this? If you felt any not similarities, but if you could relate to anything I said in terms of my own life, just you're not alone. And I hope this brings people together instead of dividing them. Thank you. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to Disorganized and Confused. Goodbye.